Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you didn't know by now, my name is Diana, aka Chef D, and y'all, today we are going to be making a roasted pasta salad recipe. Now, the reason why I love this recipe just so much, not only because it's chef's kisses, it's because this is like hashtag meatless Monday, y'all. But honestly, these veggies are filled with protein, filled with nutritious value, and mix that with a marinade that we're adding to this, plus a basil and mint vinaigrette, all mixed together with warm pasta. It's Flavor Town, y'all. Don't forget to give me a big like, a big share, and a big subscribe. And please don't forget to hit that notification button because y'all know I'm bringing to you videos every week. Y'all, let's get rolling. Let's start off gathering all of our ingredients first, as this will make things just way much more simpler when prepping up everything. We're gonna start cutting up the squash. Now, you can call it summer squash, yellow squash, whatever you like, but this is what we're gonna be starting with. I like to just literally slice off the ends, and as you see in the video, it's just a very simple cutting technique. You want them to almost be into bite-sized pieces. You don't want them too small, yet you don't want them very, very big. As they roast, they will shrink up a bit more. Also, for this recipe, we will only be using 2 medium yellow squashes. And let's get moving to the red pepper. The same thing, cut off the slices, and like you see in the video, we're actually going to be taking obviously the seeds away and the ribs, and we're just gonna make it as clean as possible. Don't worry, that little end that you see here, we will be using that because we really don't want any waste. As you see right here, we have our little bitty itty pieces, and what we're gonna do is just slice them in the middle because we definitely don't want any waste. Like you see in the video, we want to get these into bite-sized pieces. Nothing too large, yet nothing too small. It's gonna be more of a medium cut. Place the peppers in the same bowl as the yellow squash, and let's begin with our beautiful red onion. Now with the red onion, we just want to use 2 medium red onions. Same thing, we want to make sure that the onions are skinless. Place them flat side down, slice them right in the middle, and literally chop them up bite-sized pieces. Once again, in a medium range because they are going to shrink once we roast them. But before adding them to the bowl with the rest of the veggies, remember, 1 bowl for everything so we can get those marinades in there. What we want to make sure is we're literally just taking off, the little layers of onions so we have everything nice and even. Now let's get moving to the eggplant, and for this recipe we're just asking for 1 medium eggplant. I'm just going for the regular eggplant, not the Japanese eggplant, and what I love doing is just literally slicing off the ends, slicing it right in the middle, placing the sides both layered down, and literally just doing like a little chopped onion like you see in the video. This is very easy, and it's just gonna make them really perfect bite size. Now if you don't want to do this perfectly, don't even worry about it. Just rough chop it, not too big, not too small, in the medium range. Now for the asparagus, they've literally been cleaned, and what I love doing is placing a rubber band on the top so I get them nice and perfectly even, so when I slice them, I don't have to worry about everything just going out of the way and leaving the cutting board. As you see in the video, this is my lovely technique that I am obsessed with, and I totally recommend this to you guys. Now, this step is optional. I loved my delicata squash and I had to put this in here, guys. But if you do not have delicata squash, you can omit it from the recipe. It's no big deal. It's just fall when I'm filming, and this is just, to me, a beautiful little addition to this dish. I'm gonna do a little fast forward to show you guys how I clean and prep up my delicata squash. Now, the reason why I'm obsessed with delicata squash is because it is one of the easiest squash to not only cook, but also to prep up and clean. Now for the tomatoes, we're only gonna be using for this recipe 1 pint of either grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes. The only thing you need to do is wash them, dry them, and slice them in the middle. It's that simple. By now, you guys know I'm a huge garlic fan, so we're adding in 4 large garlic cloves chopped up to your liking. Now we'll be adding our cherry tomatoes and our garlic into that beautiful veggie bowl, and we're gonna start marinating this. For the marinade, it's half a cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of dried basil, 2 tablespoons of dried oregano, 1 to 2 teaspoons of salt, freshly ground pepper to your liking. And we're gonna mix everything up, get those flavors mingled together. And lastly, the special touch is that we're adding either honey or agave, whatever you have available. And this is gonna be about 3 tablespoons of this beautiful sweetness. Now, the reason why this makes it so special is that when the honey or the agave get roasted at a long period of time, it makes the vegetables a little bit more brown and just a little bit more crystallized, and that's why I love adding this at the end. In a large or extra large cookie sheet, place a foil paper, parchment paper on top, as this makes things just so much easier, and split these veggies in half for these cookie sheets. And what you just want to do is spread them out with your hands so that every single layer of this cookie sheet has a bit of veggie and that it cooks super evenly. And honestly, this trick of the foil and parchment, it's just a time saving. It's so easy. Throw everything away and you're good to go. Lastly, as you'll see in the video, place a little bit of fresh ground pepper on top, and let's get ready to roast these. Make sure your oven has been preheated for 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to place those beautiful veggies in there and roast them up for 45 to 55 minutes. This honestly depends on the temperature and how your oven works. Let's get started with this amazing basil and mint vinaigrette. We're gonna be starting off with 1 cup of basil, half a cup of mint, 3 large garlic cloves. I just wanna give you guys a heads up. This vinaigrette is gonna be a little bit on the thicker side, and that's because I kind of wanna make a sauce out of this, as you'll see at the end. Let's add in our pine nuts, and that's gonna be half a cup of pine nuts and 2 medium lemons. Now what I'm just doing is squeezing it right in there. And mind you guys, if you don't have a NutriBullet, there's always numerous ways to do this by using a regular blender, a regular food processor, but this is just my go-to when I'm making these types of sauces. And now we're going to be adding either half a cup of olive oil to 1 cup of olive oil. This really just depends on how you like it. But for this recipe, guys, I am going to be using 1 cup of olive oil. Add in your salt and black pepper to your liking, and let's, whiz this up and get this really, really nice and smooth. Now that our sauce is done, just place it right into a bowl or a storage container, because this will literally last you guys from 1 to 2 weeks. It's delicious, honestly, with everything. Look at these amazing, beautiful, glistening roasted veggies. I mean, these are just jewels right here. And what we want to do is place these beautiful roasted veggies inside a large bowl. And this is actually going to be the bowl that we're going to be using to put the pasta and the sauce in. So it's a 1 bowl type of dinner, a 1 bowl type of lunch thing. Now the trick here is to add a bit of that beautiful vinaigrette on top of those hot veggies, mix it up, set it aside, and get started with your pasta boiling. Like you'll see in the video, I am using fresh pasta, but mind you, you can always use a box spaghetti or any box type of pasta that you prefer. Just another tip, please salt your water. The saltier it is, the better it will be. Think of it of a hot seawater bath. Make sure you get that pasta nice and al dente, and then we are going to start plating it up. Now you'll see that I'm literally taking the pasta right from the pot onto those veggies. Now obviously I'm trying to take as much as water out, but what I don't like doing is literally washing the pasta. Why? Because the pasta water makes that sauce, that gluten sticks to those veggies and that vinaigrette, and literally makes a beautiful fresh sauce out of this. You don't need anything else except the beautiful pasta water that is coming with the fresh pasta onto this beautiful dish. And there we go. We have our beautiful vinaigrette here, and it is just smelling so amazing, guys. I can't even explain to you right now this feeling. And now we're just gonna toss everything together before plating. Now at this point you can leave it as it is, or like I like doing is adding a bit of goat cheese. Now the reason why I'm adding goat cheese is because it's very much more pungent than regular Parm cheese, and I want that flavor to stick out. I forgot to mention another reason why I love goat cheese with this pasta is that it melts beautifully onto everything, and it just melts away heavenly. And now that we have everything ready to go, let's just start plating up. Now, what I love doing with the plating, serving family style, and just adding a bit of roughly chopped basil, roughly chopped mint, just so that people know what's in the actual vinaigrettes. And let's add in a little bit more of that vinaigrette on top, and just the hints of goat cheese or Parmesan cheese or vegan cheese. This is really just optional, but my choice is definitely goat cheese, as it just elevates this dish and it just makes it that much more creamier. I couldn't leave you guys without hearing some creamy ASMR vibes. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys love this. Definitely you can meal prep this. Also, remember, this vinaigrette will last you 3 weeks. I mean, this can go on top of like avocado toast, quinoa, whatever type of, even like a protein if you want to add. It just adds such a good flavor. Just because I say it's a vinaigrette doesn't mean that all vinaigrettes need to go on top of a salad, y'all. No, a vinaigrette can go on top of many things, especially this dish. So let's give this a taste test. Oh my goodness, I love this dish. I really hope you guys love it. I hope you guys try it. It's like creamy and like a chewy, and like, even though we're eating vegetables and stuff like that, I just feel like it's like a mock protein. And that vinaigrette and those amazing veggies, guys, I really do recommend this recipe. And if you do, please don't forget to give this video a big like. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And you guys, we all know that Thanksgiving is coming up. So if you guys have any suggestions, anything that you guys do want to see, please reach out to me, DM, email, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You guys know the deal. So I will see you next week with a brand new video. Ciao.